Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Leo Pritchett, and on behalf of Flurry Sports, these are my NBA building blocks for the Thursday night, January 14th slate. For the people who are too busy to keep up with the news, or if you were living under a rock, we finally got the James Harden blockbuster trade we seemingly have all been waiting for. Caris LeVert was apparently shipped to Houston, only to be traded to the Indiana Pacers in return for Victor Oladipo. Lucky for us, that's only going to affect two teams on this slate, and it's going to be the Pacers and the Houston Rockets, obviously. Since the Pacers have to wait for Caris LeVert to actually join their team, luckily for us, in their most recent game against the Golden State Warriors, Victor Oladipo was actually out, so we kind of seen how that rotation worked. It was a usage bump for Aaron Holiday, so we kind of know how that's going to be without Victor Oladipo on their team and waiting for Caris LeVert, probably going to run the same rotation, so that's nice to know. The other team obviously affected by the James Harden blockbuster trade is going to be the Houston Rockets. Now, to make matters worse, or maybe even better for my first building block player, they will be without John Wall as well, so that leads me into Christian Wood. So far on the short season, Christian Wood has a usage percentage of nearly 25%. That ranks in the 90th percentile as far as big men go. Without John Wall and or James Harden, that figures to swell up. He's going to have as much usage as he can handle going up against the San Antonio Spurs. And to further validate the value that you see with Christian Wood on Thursday night slate, specifically on Fanduel, is that price tag at $8,100. We've seen this guy creep up towards $9,000, and that's with John Wall and James Harden sharing the shots. So gotta love Christian Wood Thursday night. That takes me into my second building block. Yet again, another power forward on FanDuel. It's going to be Pascal Siakam coming in a favorable matchup against a younger, faster, kind of a weaker team in the Charlotte Hornets. Had a triple-double in his last game. He's averaging 49 FanDuel points per game in his last four. Coming in under 9K. Seems like he's finally finding his rhythm on the season and getting into his groove. You gotta like Pascal Siakam in this matchup. You're going to start to see a trend here because my third favorite building block is also my third favorite power forward. That's just because specifically on FanDuel, power forward is absolutely stacked on this slate, and there is value particularly in small forward and the shooting guard position, in my opinion. Hard not to like Damantas Sabonis. He has a similar usage percentage to Christian Wood. However, he nearly has a 24% assist percentage, which is in the 95th percentile as far as big men go. So he's going to give you the assists that Christian Wood will never ever dream about giving you. Hard not to like him. He's only my third favorite power forward because he's the most expensive power forward. With Yusuf Nurkic having to worry about Miles Turner, I like my chances with Damantas Sabonis going up against the undersized Robert Covington. Even though he is a good defender, he was usually a wing type player, and now they're kind of using him as a small ball four. Regular sized fours and power forwards can't really handle Damantas Sabonis, so I like my chances with him going up against the undersized Robert Covington. My next building block I want to talk about, if you are not paying up for the giant Swiss Army knife and Nikola Jokic, it's going to be Joel Embiid in the rematch against a team that really is lacking depth, the Miami Heat, in his matchup against them in the most recent matchup with them missing most of their key players. He absolutely smashed, put up 84 points. Not going to give you 84 again. His usage figures to dip with guys returning to the rotation as far as Tobias Harris, Shake Milton, Matisse Thybulle. So his will take a hit. However, he is going up against the Miami Heat, who are missing most of their starters or key players, especially in the front court. So gotta love Joel Embiid in the rematch against a shorthanded Miami Heat team. And here is where we finally start to get guys more favorably priced, because my next building block is going to be Tyler Herro. I'm sure he's going to be super, super popular, but in the previous game against the 76ers when the Heat were super shorthanded, he shot the ball 26 times, gave you 45 FanDuel points. The usage is is going to be ridiculous for a guy priced $6,500. In the role he is in, players are typically priced around $9K, so naturally you gotta love Tyler Herro at that price. He's going to shoot the ball as much as he can until the game is just kind of out of hand and maybe they pull him, but hard not to love Tyler Herro, and the field will love him as well. My building blocks may be over, but while I'm here, I might as well give you some value. So how about David Nwaba? They don't have James Harden. They don't have John Wall. This guy was actually playing a handful of minutes with those guys, so he figures to take a little step forward and a bigger role in this matchup against the San Antonio Spurs. As I mentioned, the Pacers traded Victor Oladipo and are still waiting for Caris LeVert to kind of join their team in rotation. Coincidentally, in their most recent game, Oladipo was out, so we've seen an uptick in minutes for Aaron Holiday, 28 minutes, an uptick in usage. He got 41 fantasy points. Not going to bank on him getting that type of production. However, there will be an uptick in minutes, and there will be probably an uptick in usage, and he certainly looks good at 5K flat on Fanduel. Shifting over to small forward to try to find some value, you will see Eric Gordon is questionable. Could be a nice play if he actually plays to kind of help out Christian Wood and that Houston Rockets team going up against the Spurs. However, I like Jayshawn Tate if Eric Gordon misses, and I still like him a little bit even if Eric Gordon plays. Similar to David Nwaba, this is a guy who is actually in the rotation with James Harden and John Wall playing. Figures to take a step forward and a bigger role in this game against the San Antonio Spurs. So even if Eric Gordon plays, I like Jayshawn Tate. But if Gordon misses, I'm elevating him drastically, so hard not to like him. However, the obvious value in the small forward position on this Thursday night slate is going to come from the shorthanded Miami Heat. Duncan Robinson running it back with the Philadelphia 76ers. In their previous matchup, played 45 minutes, got you nearly 34 Fanduel points. Hard not to like him at under 5K on Fanduel. However, if you want a little paydown spot and probably a better play in my opinion, $800 less, Precious Achiuwa, actually just got 35 minutes against the Philadelphia 76ers. He was a first-round pick. I like him more than Duncan Robinson because he's not nearly as scoring dependent. He'll get you peripheral stats, 13 rebounds in the last matchup against the 76ers, 37 Fanduel points at 4,100. You have to love Precious Achiuwa on this slate. And as far as a dart throw and another value guy, I wouldn't mind taking a chance on, has to be PJ Tucker, coming in under 4,000 on FanDuel. He's a power forward, 3,900, going to probably play 30 minutes. He's one of the longer tenured Rockets players, probably going to have a bigger role, or at least get you a few peripheral stats that'll pay off that cheap price tag. So hard not to think about PJ Tucker, given the fact that the Rockets are pretty shorthanded. And that's going to wrap up the Flurry Sports NBA building blocks for the Thursday, January 14th slate. If you liked this video or if it was beneficial to you in any way, feel free to reflect that in a like. If you are not subscribed to our channel, feel free to subscribe to our channel now. And until next time, guys,